Welcome to The Randy Report. I'm Randy Slovacek, your host. I'm also the writer and editor of therandyreport.com, where you can find me every single day on the internet reporting on the daily news cycle in terms of politics, pop culture, and entertainment news of interest to the LGBTQ community and its allies. In this week's headlines, a private gay campground in Texas caught backlash from the queer community after banning transgender men from its property. A bill is currently working its way through the Arkansas legislature that would allow for discriminating against LGBTQ people. And I chat with Nathan Lee Graham about his new Hulu sitcom, Mid-Century Modern. All that and more in this episode of The Randy Report. A private gay campground in Texas, Grizzly Pines, received serious backlash from the LGBTQ community after reaffirming, then deleting, its policy prohibiting transgender men from its property. Imagine the mental gymnastics it takes to claim you're about inclusion while excluding certain types of men. According to The Advocate, the clothing-optional campground sparked condemnation after it publicly stated on Monday that it only allows cisgender men and would not allow trans men to attend upcoming events. That statement, ironically posted on the International Transgender Day of Visibility, claimed the exclusion was about preserving comfort and shared lived experience among men who were assigned male at birth. A statement from Grizzly Pines read, in part, "This campground was created as a haven specifically for men who historically lacked spaces where they could express themselves openly without outside judgment, even from within the broader LGBTQ+ community. We're not anti-trans, we're just focused on preserving this unique subcultural dynamic." It may not surprise you that Grizzly Pines quickly deleted the social media post, erased reviews, and blocked comments on its social media platforms. The Bear community has been notably vocal in response. The Houston Bears canceled their sold-out Bear Camp event originally scheduled at Grizzly Pines in May and moved it to Rainbow Ranch in Groesbeck. The Houston Bears said in a statement, "The Houston Bears welcome and celebrate all men, cisgender and transgender, at our events. The idea of having an event where we would be forced to tell some of our members, 'Not you,' is incompatible with our values." And the South Texas-based RGV Bears canceled their summer camp at Grizzly Pines as well, offering this message of solidarity. "To our RGV Teddy Bear trans members, we will create events that we can continue to enjoy together in bearhood." A bill allowing for discrimination against LGBTQ people in Arkansas in regard to housing, employment, education, and other areas of public accommodation has been approved by a state House committee and is now headed to the full Arkansas House of Representatives. House Bill 1615 would prohibit the government from discriminating against certain individuals and organizations because of their beliefs regarding marriage or what it means to be female or male. The legislation would also ensure that individuals and organizations cannot be compelled to engage in conduct in conflict with their beliefs or be punished or discriminated against for declining to engage in conduct in conflict with their beliefs. The bill's lead sponsor, Republican Representative Robin Lundstrom, is a longtime opponent of LGBTQ rights. She says the legislation would protect a wedding venue, cake maker, florist, or anyone asked to solemnize a marriage that they do not agree with. Additionally, the bill would prevent state government employees from being reprimanded for anti-LGBTQ social media posts. Holly Dixon, executive director of the ACLU of Arkansas, told the Arkansas Times the bill is just the latest in a series of efforts from right-wing policy groups to vilify people based on their sexual orientation or gender identity. She added, they're trying to elevate so-called religious liberty above all other civil rights and claim that someone's religious belief allows them to dominate the laws, the policies, the practices of the government, and the rest of society. In an earlier episode of the podcast, I shared news about the new gay-centered sitcom Mid-Century Modern on Hulu. Well, the series has arrived and the news is good. In early articles about the show, it was described as something of a gay Golden Girls, and I can see why. Starring stage and screen veterans Nathan Lane, Matt Bomer, Nathan Lee Graham, and the late great Linda Lavin, Mid-Century Modern follows three gay best friends of a certain age who decide to move in together in Palm Springs, living with the wealthiest friend's mother. Along the way, they navigate their golden years as a chosen family, supporting each other through life's challenges. I have to say, I really enjoyed the 10-episode first season and was actually sad when I finished the last episode because I wanted there to be more. While the show isn't exactly groundbreaking, everything doesn't have to be groundbreaking. It's very enjoyable. The characters are accessible, and it's easy to get to know them. The whole show feels like comfort food to me as a viewer. And in these chaotic times, it's nice to sit down to 28 minutes of easygoing and sometimes touching TV. During the star's recent publicity tour, I got a few minutes to chat with Nathan Lee Graham, who I met some years ago when we were both running in Broadway circles. Graham is best known for his roles in the films Zoolander, Zoolander 2, Sweet Home Alabama, and Theater Camp, and he also created roles on Broadway in the original casts of The Wild Party and Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. I'll be candidly honest in saying that Nathan's Mid-Century Modern character of Arthur Broussard is my favorite. Arthur is always ready with a dry, sassy zinger, but then turns around in the next moment and shares a touching, heartfelt connection with his co-stars. I thought he found an especially grounded chemistry with Linda Lavin, who died during the filming of the show. Here's my chat with Nathan Lee Graham of Mid-Century Modern. As I live and breathe, Nathan Lee Graham, congratulations on the success of Mid-Century Modern. How excited are you to finally see the show premiere and to such critical praise?
I'm so excited I don't want to talk anymore about it. No, I'm very excited. Are you kidding? It's just a joy to bring this to people and make them laugh and make them feel good about themselves. I'm so excited about that.
You play Arthur Broussard, one of the three gay best friends navigating their golden years together in Palm Springs. What drew you to the character, and how does he reflect on your own life experiences?
What drew me to Arthur? Well, he's fabulous. I'm drawn to anything that's fabulous. He gets to dress like $1,000,000. He gets to say whatever he wants, and he has a lot of sex on the show. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad for me. It's a pleasure to play someone that's that free, and has no shame. Mm-hmm. And so it's exciting to bring that to the world too.
Mid-Century Modern has a team of serious heavyweights across the board, from the writers and producers to the fantastic cast. That must have been fun to show up to that sandbox to play in.
Well, I'm a fan of everyone. I'm a fan of all of their work. I'm a fan of Matt Muchnick, David Cohan, Jimmy Burrows, Brian Murphy, Matt Bomer, Nathan Lane, and the great late Linda Lavin. So when you're a fan of people and then you get a chance to work with them, you bring your A game, and then hopefully, magic happens. It sure has been magical on this show.
The show certainly seems timely with its universal theme of chosen family. How do you feel the show speaks to today's LGBTQ community?
Well, it's a show that talks about coming together and having community and loving yourself without shame and living a full, out loud life with color and dimension and joy. So all of these things are important to see them, that you're represented and you see yourself and then you feel good about yourself. It's a reflection. I'm so excited to be a part of something that makes people feel good about who they are, really are.
You played so many great characters in the past. I was wondering, how does Arthur compare to some of your past roles? And was there anything you learned from Arthur in the process of bringing him to life?
Well, I think the through line between all of the characters that I play, hopefully, is that they are authentic. That's the most important thing for me. Consistency and authenticity. And then some of the lessons that I've learned from Arthur are you can be upfront and frank and direct with people, but you don't have to hurt them, right? So it's coming from a loving place. So what I'm learning from Arthur is to be honest. Honesty is the best policy, but do it with a little honey and not the vinegar.
Last question. At the end of the day, what do you want audiences to take away from the show?
I just want them to feel good about themselves after watching it. Skip a little beat, and have a good old time and say, did you see that? Did you hear that? I want them to make memes out of everything, and I want them to fully embrace and fully enjoy the show. Just have a good old time.
A reminder, all 10 episodes of Mid-Century Modern Season 1 are available now on Hulu. And that brings me to the end of this episode of The Randy Report. If you enjoy catching up on LGBTQ news in a quick podcast, I'd appreciate it if you'd share it with your friends. I like to think of The Randy Report as the 60 minutes of gay news, only shorter. And remember, you can find me every single day on the internet at therandyreport.com, where I cover the daily news cycle in terms of politics, pop culture, and entertainment news of interest to the LGBTQ community and its allies. Thanks for listening, folks. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.